Did you ever bought a game that didn't live up to your expectations in the end? Something that looked like a relaxed adventure game with a slightly scary atmosphere in the trailer and in the screenshots, which turned out to be a real horror game after a few minutes. This is true for the following 8 horror games. We have picked out 8 horror games for you whose horror qualities are hardly recognizable at first glance. So stay tuned. Before getting down to the list, please subscribe to our channel, like the video and share it with your friends and family. Number 8. Fran Bow. Disturbing and adorable, explicit and tender, steeped in visual violence and full of fantastic situations, Fran Bow is a heartbreaking story of grief, loss, and acceptance. It is about the bumpy life journey of a little girl who battles an inauspicious fate and her mental disorders, desperately clinging to fantasy and what remains of her innocence. Is this a cute point-and-click game with a sweet look? Wrong. After just a few moments, Fran Bow shows its true horror face and leads you on a creepy trip through the fantasies of a child who had to witness the murder of his parents. Number 7. Darkwood. What about a survival game from a top-down perspective? Well, how creepy could that possibly be? Here's the short and sweet answer. Damn creepy. This is because Darkwood manages to trigger an unbelievably oppressive feeling in its players due to its phenomenal soundscape and the restricted field of vision, a true horror insider tip that should by no means be underestimated. Number 6. SCP Containment Breach. SCP Containment Breach is a horror video game produced by an independent house. The storyline of this title is quite interesting. We will play the role of an inmate who has been employed by the SCP to work inside the secret facility, which is located in the middle of the snow. The SCP Foundation is, as the stories tell, a foundation whose aim is to protect human beings from abnormal freaks or creatures, which are contained within bases located all over the world, but which nobody knows about their existence. Please don't be fooled by the rather old-fashioned look of SCP Containment Breach. This free horror game for the PC will never make you feel safe. Number 5. Distraint. This is a dark 2D pixel adventure game in which you play the role of a young man named Price. The task is to seize an old lady's house and break the bad news to the pensioner. However, the simple mission turns out to be a real horror trip in the psyche of your gaming alter ego, riddled with gruesome scenes. Number 4. Depth. In Depth, you and your friends go in search of lost treasures. However, the waters are crawling with aggressive sharks who are also controlled by players. While you feel like a powerful hunter in the role of the shark in Depth, hunting down its prey purposefully, you live in constant fear in the role of the diver. As a human, you are not only inferior to the sharks in terms of mobility in the water, but you also have to fight your way through the dark, dull water with a flashlight and light weaponry, praying that your death doesn't await you around the next corner. Number 3. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. While 2D jump scares leave many gamers cold, the situation is somewhat different in VR because of the significantly higher immersion. Even the most experienced horror games players should be able to get their money's worth in the VR version of Five Nights at Freddy's. In short, Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted undoubtedly benefits from the shift to virtual reality, but it remains a title that you either love or hate just as much as before. Number 2. Half-Life: Alyx. Normally, PC gamers know Half-Life as a fast-paced shooter with puzzle elements, which rarely drifts in the direction of horror, except for Ravenholm. However, in Half-Life Alyx, the horror is almost everywhere when you wander through the dark corridors in the role of Alyx, loading the last magazine in your pistol, and all of a sudden a headcrab jumps towards you. It sometimes makes you feel quite different. Number 1. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Well, Skyrim is far more than just a colorful sandbox where players can do whatever they want. In fact, the role-playing epic has a few challenges to offer that will make your blood run cold. For instance, let's remember the task Lost Innocence, the prelude to the Dark Brotherhood quest series. In this quest, we meet a child named Aventus Aretino, who is in the process of performing the Black Sacrament. For this ritual, among other things, an image of the potential victim has to be formed with human bones, human flesh, and a human heart. Where this little orphan boy got these materials, one would rather not imagine. Do you know any other horror games that are much scarier that one can imagine? Let us know in the comments section below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.